Hello, everyone. Welcome to Remote Sim Class. This is Mr. Dowd here. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday. Hopefully, you enjoyed Canyonlands yesterday on Tuesday. And, anyways, let's get through this week. It's a short week. We got today and we got tomorrow, and then we are good for the rest of the week. Okay, guys. So, last one we did was Canyonlands. So, we're now on to Channel Islands National Park. So, I know the last couple have been canyons. There's been a lot of the same stuff. So this one's a little different. So this is Channel Islands National Park. It's off of the coast of California. And the first one on the list is Landing Cove. So this is a rocky cove with a lighthouse offering kayaking plus sea views and possible pelican sightings. So for those who have never been kayaking, I highly recommend it. Kayaking is a lot of fun. You can go do that at the Lawrence Boathouse with Jet if you want. So this is the rock face to the ocean. So that's not a very good view of that side, but there you go. So there's a lighthouse way up there, as you can see. The water looks pretty blue. Next, we have the I'm going to mess this up. The Anacopa Island Lighthouse. So this is the lighthouse that you saw from earlier. So this is a tower lighthouse standing 55 feet tall, built in 1932 to aid ships navigating through the channel currents. All right, so it is a nice lighthouse. I don't know if there's any famous lighthouses near us. The closest ones are in, I think, Rockport, Rhode Island, I think. Let's go on to the next one. We have the Pinned Point. So Channel Islands in National Park, California. So this is another lookout. It's a lookout name for frequent sightings of marine animals, such as sea lions and elephant seals. So I know what a sea lion is. I don't know what an elephant seal looks like, though. Let's look that up. Elephant seal. So, okay, so it's like a sea lion or a seal with a big snout, just like a elephant. Interesting. Very interesting. Cool. So you can see some of those off the coast. I wouldn't want to jump off that. It wouldn't be so fun. And next on our list is Cathedral Cove. So another vantage point. So you'll notice a lot of these places are high up with a nice view. Like this is $1 million view, right? So Cathedral Cove, so a shallow anchorage known for abundant marine life and sea caves, plus good diving, snorkeling, and kayaking. That's on my bucket list is to go deep sea diving. I've never dived once in Lake Winnipesaukee. I've never actually went diving before. So that's on my list of things to do. Maybe I'll do that there. Cathedral Cove. Because seeing some cool sea caves sounds terrifying but cool at the same time because you can get trapped in there. Next, we have Inspiration Point. So another beautiful vantage point. There's a nice yacht out there. So clifftop viewpoint on island's west end, overlooking Santa Cruz Island and the Pacific Ocean. So there's water on both sides because these are a chain of islands, as it said. So it's just the top of this right here. Kind of reminds me of Avatar. I forget the name of those islands in Avatar. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Remember something like that. On to our last one, which for once isn't a visitor center. So it's the Winfield Scott Wreck. So it's the wreck of a male, I think that should be small, steamship downed in the seas of Middle Anacopa Island in 1853, where all the crew members were saved. So I do believe that is the actual ship. It's just covered in different sea plants. Seaweed, I guess, right? Because, yeah. So it looks like it says 1853, so it's been down there for 180 years or so. 170 years. But otherwise, guys, that is all I have for today. So hope everyone has a fantastic Wednesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Thursday. Bye.
Hi Gators, today I'm going to make quesadillas with chicken and cheese. So I have this big wrap Okay, and I'm gonna spread it out, and I'm going to put half of it, this chicken right here I just cooked in a pan. I'm going to fill half of the wrap with some of this chicken. This should make 2 quesadillas. Okay, so the only thing that was in the chicken is I cooked it on the stove with a little bit of Southwest spice to make it a little spicy. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Monterey Jack cheese, which is like a shredded cheese. And then I'm going to put some pepper jack cheese. And then I'm going to fold it in half. Okay. I'll bring it over here. We have some oil in the pan. I'm going to put this in the pan and let it cook on one side. When it gets brown, then we're going to flip it over to the other side. Okay, this pan, we would do one at a time because it's not big enough, but if you had a bigger pan, and I actually might have one in there, you could do more than one at a time. So this should only take a minute or two. You're just waiting for the bottom side to get brown, and then you can turn it over. You just want to make sure when you put the chicken and cheese in that it's already cooked. Right? You've already cooked the chicken. So the only thing you're doing is browning up the quesadilla. And the cheese and stuff will melt itself. And I'm going to try to flip this without dropping it. There we go. Okay. So the cheese and stuff, everything will cook, inside is cooked. It's just melting from the heat. And then when this comes out, we're going to end up cutting it in half. So there'll be 4 squares. We'll have 2 here and 2 on the other one. Let's see, under here. There we go. So that's one. I turned the stove off because I'm going to throw another one together. A tiny bit of oil in. All right, so back over here, we have another quesadilla. Put the rest of the chicken on this half. Okay, and then I'm going to put the rest of the cheese on. We have the rest of this cheese, the rest of this cheese, fold in half. Okay, turn this on. Okay, put this in here. Okay, so this is almost done. I'm going to put it on the plate with the other one, just like that. Okay. All right, now I'm going to show you the sauce and how to serve them. Okay, so this is like salsa that I put on the top after I cut them into fours. It's like spicy hot salsa. If you don't like spicy hot, then don't put it on there, but it's just like a hot sauce. That. Okay, and then this is like a sour cream mix that you would use to dunk it in if you wanted to. On the side. All right, and there you go. You have a quesadilla, a little snack, enough for 2 people, with a little sauce on the side. And depending on how spicy you like it, you can put the hot sauce on or keep it off and just put it to the side. All right, so that's today's meal, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Hey Gators, welcome back to Language and Play. Alright, we are going to start with our vocal warm-ups, and today we are going to do rubber baby buggy bumpers. Ready? Rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers. Let's really try and overstress. Let's go slow this time. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. 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 Try that a few more times on your own. All right. So we are working on our monologue. And we are working on that monologue from the character that you created for either your holiday or your event. All right. And remember, what I mean by holiday is like mine is the Easter Bunny. All right, Ned. We read about the irritated tooth fairy. So those are 2 different things. So the Easter Bunny is an example of a holiday. All right. The tooth fairy is an example of an event. You lost your tooth. You can use one that's already established, or you can make one up. Totally up to you. It's your choice. All right. But what we're talking about is there has to be some sort of conflict. All right. So that your character has to want something and something else has to be standing in its way. All right? So as you start writing that monologue, you have to give a little bit of background to your characters so that we understand what they want and what it is standing in their way. For example, I said that my conflict as the Easter Bunny, Ned, was that he's allergic to eggs. Okay? And somehow he's got to deliver all of these eggs on Easter. Well, how is he going to do that? What's he going to come up with? All right. So I think what my monologue, I'm going to have Ned take on a partner. All right. He's going to get Laffy the Easter duck to come help him out. All right. So the duck will be able to deliver all the eggs. Ned will be in charge of all the chocolate, and it should work out fine. Although, remember, it's going to be funny. So there has to be something that goes wrong for your characters to react to. All right, and remember, we're making this a comedic monologue, so it's got to be something kind of funny. All right, so hopefully today you'll finish your rough draft of your comedic monologue. It's only got to be 3, 4, maybe 5 sentences. It doesn't have to be super long. You're just telling this story about something that went wrong. Can it be longer? Absolutely. Does it have to be? No, it doesn't. All right, it's all about how you portray your character. That's what I'm looking for. All right, and then tomorrow, you guys will be filming it on Flipgrid. All right, can't wait to see what you come up with, Gators. Keep up the good work.
Hi guys. So last time I made a sketch of a bird sitting on a branch in a tree, and today I'm going to be doing a demonstration on how to paint it in that Impressionist style. So I'm going to be using watercolor paints. You can watch me and you can either follow along with your watercolors, or you can certainly use crayons and colored pencils to make a kind of like a choppy looking application of your color. We'll talk about that. So here is an image of a bird painted in the Impressionist style. It's Impressionist because it has kind of like that choppy looking noticeable brush strokes. Like you can almost just see like the exact space where the brush touched on this bird here, all over his body. And you can see how the artist created the look of whatever the light was at the time. So it looks like the sun is shining on the bird from the front, and then it's a little bit darker and kind of shaded in the back. Here's another bird painted in the Impressionist style. It looks like this artist used oil paint, which is a little thicker than what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using watercolor paints, which are not as thick. Watercolor is very thin because you're using water. And these are oil-based, so a little thicker. But you can see that very choppy, almost messy looking brush strokes on there in that Impressionist style. So we talked about Claude Monet being an Impressionist artist and Mary Cassatt. Here's another bird. So the artist wasn't too concerned with creating a very realistic looking impression of the bird, but just kind of the impression of the moment of seeing this bird, what the artist saw. He wanted to express what he saw and show that in the way he painted it. The impression of what he saw of this bird. Messy, kind of choppy, noticeable brush strokes. Yeah, it looks like the sun was shining maybe from the right. His beak has a lighter value here and a darker value on the other side of his beak. Okay, and these blades of grass or leaves look like they're in some brighter light. Here's another Impressionist style painting. Artist is not concerned with creating a super realistic looking drawing of a bird. It's not a ton of detail, but there's a lot of bright colors, kind of messy. It looks like he's splashing in the water, so the artist really shows that there's like this moment happening where this bird is splashing in the water, or the water's kind of splashing around him. Maybe they're like waves or something. So it looks kind of like a very active scene here with this bird. All right, here's another one. So pretty. Lots of bright, vibrant colors, really thick, noticeable brush strokes there. All right, so I'm going to get started on my painting of my bird. Again, I'm using watercolor paints. So for my watercolor paints, I have them nearby, and I also have my brushes ready to go. So for watercolor paints, you do need to have that water nearby, because the watercolor paints will not work unless you have water. So sometimes people don't realize that, and I've had people actually go like this. Hey, why doesn't it work? My paints don't work. So you have to add the water to the watercolor paints. All right, guys? Yeah. So I think I'm going to have my light source be coming from the left side. So I'm going to make things look like they're lighter on the left, and then the right side things will be in a shadow, more of a shadow. So I might just start off with just kind of getting my brush a little bit wet and getting a little bit of yellow. I might just do kind of like some yellow, and it can be a little bit messy. I'm not going to try to make it look perfect. Just going to add a little bit of yellow first to some spots. And I'm thinking, okay, bright, vibrant colors. I want to create the impression of maybe like a sunny day. Do some more sun over here. Sunlight on the bird. So I'm adding a lot of yellow. And then I'll bring in some other colors. But just to start off, add my yellow areas where the sun would be shining. So watercolor tends to kind of mix with each other. Like, so if I bring in another color right now, it's going to mix with that yellow. So you just want to be aware of that happening. I don't mind, because for this painting, I kind of want the look of the painting's going to be a little messy. And that's the way I want it to look. But if I wanted it to be more controlled, I would have to like wait till the first layer of paint dries. Or you could like take a paper towel and like press it down onto the paper and remove some of the watery paint if you don't want your colors to mix on their own. So, and I might want this bird to dry a little bit. I think I'm going to let him dry a little. And then I'll kind of darken some more areas like underneath him and keep the top left side in light, like a lighter value of color. And I'm going to do a little trick here. So I want my branches to look brown, but I don't want to use brown because I want to keep my colors nice and vibrant and bright. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint with some orange and a little bit of that yellow that's still there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of blue. So when the blue and orange mix, they're complementary, but when you put them together, eventually when I add some more layers, they might have that appearance of being a little bit brownish. It's kind of cool. Right now it looks sort of green because I think I put a little bit too much blue. But all I have to do is go back over it. And I'll let it dry a little bit too. There's a lot of water on my paper. But I'll add a little bit more orange on top of the blue. When you keep on doing that, layering the color, orange and then blue and then orange and blue, it will create a really pretty brownish color. But it'll be nice and vibrant in that Impressionist style of painting. All right, well, I'm going to stop right here because I want to let part of this painting dry. If you guys are painting, you may want to let part of your painting dry, and then we can go in and add other colors and paint the background and the negative space around the bird and the branches next time. And if you have crayons and colored pencils, just keep on adding color. You want to make those little marks like we did last time. Okay, with your crayon or colored pencil, you can still achieve that nice Impressionist style look. All right, guys, good luck.
Welcome back to another episode of Virtual PE. I'm Miss Sreedy. All right, typically on Wednesday we do our workouts, but this Wednesday me and Mr. Mean decided to go ahead and do what we typically do on Friday, do it Wednesday and do it Thursday to kick you off and send you off for Easter. All right, so come join us in our breakout room for a fun video activity with me and Mr. Mean, and we'll see you in there. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching Enrichment TV, Gators. Remember, work hard, be nice, and we'll see you tomorrow.